Michael Turner had been living alone for 3 years. 3 years since his wife Emma died in a car accident. Every night before sleeping, he listened to her old voice messages. Hearing her voice was the only thing that made the empty house feel alive. One stormy night, Michael woke suddenly when his phone vibrated. The clock read 2:17 a.m. A new voicemail notification appeared. His heart stopped when he saw the caller ID, Emma, the same contact name he'd saved years ago. His hands trembled. Emma's number had been disconnected after her death. Slowly, he pressed play. Static crackled through the speaker. Then, a familiar voice whispered, "Hi, honey. I miss you." Michael froze. It was Emma's voice. Exactly Emma's voice. The message ended. He didn't sleep for the rest of the night. The next night, another voicemail arrived. Again at exactly 2:17 a.m. Emma laughed softly. "Remember our trip to the lake? You still owe me a rematch in fishing." Michael couldn't believe it. Every night, another message arrived. Sometimes she shared memories. Sometimes she laughed. Sometimes she simply said she loved him. For the first time since her death, Michael felt happy. He began waiting for the calls. Living for them? Then the messages changed. One night Emma whispered, "You should water the plant in your kitchen." Michael stared at the phone. He had bought the plant only 2 days ago. Nobody knew about it. The following night, she said, "That blue shirt looks good on you." Michael looked down. He was wearing the blue shirt at that exact moment. Fear began replacing comfort. Then came the worst message. "I like watching you sleep." Michael immediately turned on every light in the house. Nothing was there. Every door was locked. Every window was closed. Yet he couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching him. Days later, he found a photograph on his kitchen table. A photograph of himself sleeping in bed, taken from inside his bedroom. The police found no evidence. No fingerprints. No signs of intrusion. Everyone believed grief was affecting his mind. But Michael knew the truth. Something was inside his life. One night, the voicemail contained only 4 words. "Come see me, Michael." The next night, "I'm waiting." Then, "The dark is lonely." The messages became desperate, begging him to come. Then one evening, a new message arrived while he was awake. Emma whispered, "Look beneath the floor." Suddenly, a loud knock echoed through the kitchen. Thud, thud, thud. The sound came from beneath the tiles. Michael grabbed a hammer. Hours later, after smashing through concrete and flooring, he discovered something impossible. A staircase leading into darkness. His house had never had a basement. Yet there it was. At the bottom stood an old black telephone. As he stared, the phone began ringing. Ring, ring, ring. Michael slowly picked up the receiver. "Emma," he whispered. For several seconds, there was only static. Then a terrified voice answered. It was Emma, crying, sobbing. "Michael, listen to me." His heart pounded. "Those messages aren't from me." The line crackled violently. It learned my voice. Michael's blood turned cold. "What are you talking about?" Then Emma screamed. "Run." The call disconnected. A wet scraping sound echoed behind him. Michael slowly turned around. Something stood at the top of the staircase. Its body looked almost human. Almost. Its arms were too long. Its legs bent backward. Its skin stretched tightly over bone. And its face had only one enormous smiling mouth. The creature tilted its head, then spoke, using Emma's perfect voice. "Honey?" Tears filled Michael's eyes. "Don't leave me again." The monster began crawling down the stairs. Slowly, its joints cracking with every movement. Michael finally understood. The thing had never been Emma. It had been feeding on his grief, studying him, learning everything about his wife. The voice messages were bait, and he had followed them exactly where it wanted. The creature suddenly lunged. Michael threw the telephone at its face and ran. Behind him came an inhuman scream. He sprinted up the stairs and slammed a cabinet over the opening. The creature pounded against it from below. Thud, thud, thud. The floor shook violently. Michael grabbed gasoline from the garage and poured it across the kitchen. Then he lit a match. Flames exploded through the house. The floor collapsed into the darkness below. For one terrifying moment, he heard Emma's voice crying beneath the fire. "Honey, help me." Then, silence. The house burned to the ground. Investigators later found no basement, no staircase, no telephone, nothing. Months later, Michael moved to another town. A fresh start. One night, while sitting alone in his apartment, his phone vibrated. The screen lit up. 2:17 a.m. A new voicemail. Caller ID. Emma. Michael stared in horror. The message was only 3 seconds long. With shaking hands, he pressed play. A terrified male voice whispered, "Don't answer her calls." The recording ended. Immediately, the phone rang. Caller ID. Emma. Then another call. And another. And another. As the lights in the apartment suddenly went out,